Rocket League custom maps are loved by PC players, whilst my fellow console players and I are forced to endure free play as we gaze longingly at the famed custom maps such as Rings. However, I have found a secret method that allows custom modded maps to be played on console. This works for Xbox, PlayStation and Switch, and you don't even have to download anything. I know, it's amazing, so let me get straight to showing you how to do it. But first, thanks to RO Exchange for sponsoring this video. If you are in need of some delectable Rocket League items, look no further than RO Exchange. They provide the best prices, delivery and safety on your purchases on all platforms. And use code MULCH or the link in description for a discount at checkout. I am aware that I've made this video before, but some new maps have released since then. So let me show you how to get the modded maps. Well chaps, you may have used this custom training browser before to practice some juicy shots, but there are some training maps I'm sure you haven't seen. For example, I have a bunch favorited over here, and just to prove this is a console method, I've just switched over to Xbox for this segment. But as you can see, I've got a bunch of maps favorited here. All of these codes will be in the description, but you also see the code on the right on screen when I load into them. Let me just pick one of these maps. I think I'm going to go for this one. Shout out to Cobra, by the way, who created the majority of these maps. And this is Core 707 out of map. And as you can see, I am on the roof of the Core 707. This is the drop shot map. And this is one of my favorite modded maps because although I could not play Rocket League, as you can see, it's very similar to the air dribble map. I'll put some footage side by side so you can see me being just as bad as this as I am at that. Genuinely, I don't think there's any difference bar the fact there's a timer. But I mean, really, you can time it yourself. But this is the first map. This is a great one if you want some air dribble practice. Probably something that I should be doing, as you can tell by this just terrible performance. But of course, that is not the only one. As you probably saw, there is quite a lot of ones like these. Now, they're split up into different categories. You probably see a little bit of a teaser by the title of this one at the top here. But the next one that I want to show off is the Rivals Arena. So this is the Rivals Arena. It is the Hot Wheels map. And this one is one of my favorites because as you can see, there's these Hot Wheels tracks over here. I've just got to fly over to them. But these can act kind of like the rings in the Rings map. So if you want to practice, you could literally go around the whole vicinity of this map, going through these big rings. And I believe there's like no collision with these. No, so if you mess up, you're safe. But, which is something that I'd probably need. Again, I'll put some side-by-side footage here. But you can just get some practice in going through these rings as you go around the map. It's also pretty cool to look around the map. We can see these 2D buildings right here, which you could also fly between. But I do not have the skill to do that. And another one that I wanted to show off, another one of my favorites, is Urban Central. This is the map with the train, and the reason this one is popular is you can kind of like follow the path of the tracks. Want to kind of like keep in between these pillars. This is actually this was a recommendation by someone in the comment section of my last video when I showed this off. You get to stay in between these two pillars in the tracks. Oh, and I think that was the train right there that did just drive over me. Luckily though, I am safe, and then it despawned. Yes, that one is great if you want to improve your car control as well. Now, if you have enjoyed yourself flying down that train track, but you want a change of scenery, well then you can load into Beckwith Park out of map. Since there is also a track here in Beckwith Park, this one actually has multiple tracks. So this one might actually be better because you can fly over between tracks, go in and out, and get that beautiful air control as you start air rolling through here. And here you get the beautiful city skyline while you're flying through this track. Something which those custom maps just cannot offer. You can do this for most maps, I believe. Like, there might be one or two maps that don't have them. Let's just pick another random one here. So here we are in Mannfield. Chose this one as I'm sure a lot of you would like to explore this one. And you can be amongst the eggs, which I'm sure is a dream for a lot of you watching. And here I am on Salty Shores. Now, this is a really cool out of map because there's just a lot going on. There is a roller coaster behind me, I believe. Yep. So this is a great one. There's even an old loop-de-loop. So you can try flying through that. So you're about to see my intense skills as I go through the loop-de-loop and then back around the loop-de-loop. But yeah, so there's a lot of cool stuff in here. And additionally, you see these little pillars down here. I think it's really good practice if you go under this little pier and go in and out through these pillars. A lot of people recommend doing this on the actual map pillars, but here you can do it with these tighter gaps, and you can just get used to redirecting your car whilst it is in the air. So that is the first kind of modded map. But now there is a second type that is even stranger. Now, as you can see, I've got these Ball Mania maps here again, all by Cobra. And let's start with the 30 ball one, just so you can see what's going to happen. And then we'll go up to the 100 ball. As I look around, as I am panning my camera, there are balls everywhere flying in every direction. Now, I'm not sure if this one is as useful for training, although I reckon you could hit some nice like redirect if you were any good at the game, unlike me. But it is quite funny to look around here. And there's also, I believe there's some speed running records for these game modes. So if you want to try and break a record by scoring all 30 of these balls as fast as possible, you can do that. But the big one here is the 100 balls. Now, as I load in, you're going to be very surprised because for some reason, how many balls can I see? What, 4 there and 1 there? But I promise you, there is not 5 balls. For I'm going to drive forward and then I'm going to reverse. And now my car is completely covered. There are arrows all around me. It looks like I've got spikes in Rumble or something. My frame rate has dropped. This is on an Xbox Series X. And even if I like pan around, my frame rate is terrible. But as you can see, you can score in here. And there's a weird glitch. If I tap this ball, I don't know if my sound's recording correctly, but if a ball makes its way into the net without you touching it, so if another ball hits a ball into the net, so like this one probably will do, and then you touch the ball while it's in the net, it just breaks the game. So I reckon I can do it again with this one here as soon as it goes in the net. I don't know why this happens, but here we go. Enjoy that lovely sound. I'm sure some of you guys will find some cool things to do on this map. So in terms of training, this map is best for just seeing how fast you can score all of these balls, whereas the out of map ones are better for car control. We have reached the end of this video. If you're going to use any of these console modded maps, make sure to let me know in the comments section below. And while you're there, make sure to like and subscribe, just like my drawing is telling you to do. If you enjoyed this video, just a reminder that I'll be listing all of the maps and their respective codes in both the description and the comments, and I'll pin the comments, so it should be the first one. And since some people in my last video still couldn't find out how to access the codes, I'm also going to list some of the maps on screen now, but this list won't be as up to date as the one in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.